Hey everybody, it's Chef P, and we're going to be making oatmeal raisin cookies today. I know what you're thinking, raisin, but this recipe is actually really, really good, and I think I share a lot of people's apprehension when it comes to raisins, but this recipe in particular is not so bad. It's not so bad. If you still don't like it, you can obviously put chocolate chips in there, not a problem, but the process will be a little bit different. Now, I wasn't going to have you guys sit here for an hour to watch something happen, so I went ahead and did the first piece of this. And the first piece of this is this container right here, this little bowl, contains 2 eggs beaten with vanilla and the raisins. And the whole idea in this recipe is that they need to soak in there for about for a good hour. So I've gone ahead and done that to start with so that we can get this process moving. So let's take a look at the rest of our mise en place. So we've got this going. So there's 2 eggs in here, the raisins and the vanilla. My oven is preheating at 350 degrees right now. I've got a cup and a quarter of flour. I've got a cup of rolled oats. And in here, as we did with our chocolate chip cookies, I've got my fat and my 2 sugars. So I've got a half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, and these are going to form my wet ingredients, and then these eggs will also be part of that wet ingredient, and my dry ingredients will be over here. So I still have a little something to finish for my dry. So with my flour, I need to put in my baking soda, and I'm also adding some cinnamon in there. So the amounts are, and we always like to start that, get our wet with our wet, dry with our dry, and then they come together. So we're gonna start with a half teaspoon of cinnamon, okay? And I'm using flush right over the top, like that. And then I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So once again, this cookie is going to flatten on us, okay? So there we go, that's in there. I just have to double check that there isn't any salt in there, and I don't believe there is. Okay, so we are good there. I'm gonna get these out of the way here, and we'll start the process. So just like we did with the chocolate chip cookies, we're gonna cream the sugar and the fat. Okay, so I've got here, I believe it's a half cup of margarine, and of course a half cup of brown sugar and a half cup of white sugar. So I'll move my dry ingredients off to the side. This wet ingredient will be added shortly. And just like I did with my chocolate chip, I'm just going to start breaking this up and blending it. And I want to get it creamed just like I did with the chocolate chip cookies, of course. All right, so as I can see right now, this stuff has still got a ways to go, okay? So you can see all the fat globules there. You can see the brown sugar separated from the white. And I want that to be all one uniform mixture, okay? So we shall continue to break this up. And keep mixing that up. I like to sort of get a double action going. So you've got the spoon moving, and if I move the bowl as well, then I also get, sort of double my efforts there. So not too bad. Any of those brown sugar clumps, I just want to sort of get those going. And here's a trick as well. If you've got brown sugar at home in a container, throw in an old piece of bread. Okay, just like a little stale piece of bread, and you throw it in there, and it'll help keep your sugar soft. And if your sugar does go hard, so sometimes the whole thing will just turn to rock, if that is the case, it can be saved. So there's a lot of people that just see that and then they just go, okay, forget it, I'm throwing that all away. Never do that. What you do is you slice an apple, take a half apple, put it in the container, sealed container with that hard brown sugar, and it'll soften the whole thing up. And the bonus on that is, of course, it gives like this beautiful little apple type flavor to your sugar, which is wonderful. Okay, so there's a tip for you. So when you've got brown sugar, always keep a stale piece of bread in that container with the brown sugar. We'll keep it soft. If you've missed that step, and now all of a sudden, you've got a whole rock, just a rock of brown sugar, then a half apple in a container with it. sealed will absolutely soften that right up, and it's wonderful. So just remember, basically, white sugar with molasses is what brown sugar is. Okay, so it's easily crystallized and easily softened as well. All right, so this is all nice and mixed. This is creamed now, and we are all good and ready. It looks nice. What we're going to do is we're going to add this mixture. So these are my 2 eggs, my vanilla, and my raisins are in there. Now, if you're making this with chocolate chips instead of raisins, do not put your chocolate chips in the mixture, okay? Just, you're gonna have to change something here. So you're gonna have to move the chocolate chips to be the last thing you put in. But do not soak your chocolate chips in this egg mixture. This is only for the raisins. Other things you can do as well, you could also put cranberries, dried cranberries, other dried fruit you could put in there, and you could let it soak in there. And what happens is that egg mixture, as it cooks, it plumps them up in a way that you don't get that hard, chewy raisin kind of flavor in your cookie. And that's why I say this oatmeal raisin cookie is a very, very good cookie. Anyway, back to this. So we're gonna pour this in. I'm gonna make sure I get all that moisture in there, very good. This will become a very, very thick, mixture to work with. Not right now because it's very, very soft, but I'm just gonna blend this up like this. I'm gonna get it all blended till it's all one uniform mixture once again. Excellent. And once that's all done, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my flour, soda, all my dry ingredients, and my cinnamon, right? So that's gonna go in there. And now I'm gonna blend that, get that all together. Now it's getting all nice and mixed together, and you'll see it thickens pretty quickly. Once it gets to this thick stage and it's absorbed everything that's in there, then I'm going to hit it with my oatmeal. Okay, so oatmeal goes in. I'm gonna mix that once again, and you can see how it starts to become really, really, really thick, and that's fine. That's fine. We don't mind that at all. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start popping these cookies onto the sheet. And again, this falls into the category of another drop cookie. Okay, so we're going to take this over here, move this over here. I'm going to grab 2 spoons. Now, question is, could I wrap some of this up in plastic wrap and stick it in the freezer and slice those and cook those? Absolutely. You could completely do that, and I may do that. So I'm going to put some on here, and then I'm going to do that to this one as well. So I'm going to scrape this over here. Take that, whoops. I guess that one's going there, right in the center. All right, I'm gonna start from the center. I like to start from the edges, but I think fate just took us to a different place there, so that's okay. And we shall do that. And we will do that. And you'll see, could I use an ice cream scoop to do this? Absolutely you could, not a problem. But we're going to just use the spoon method this time. Not a problem there either. I actually might move those. I wonder if I can. Yeah, I think I'm going to move those, and I think I'm just going to do 3 rows of 4 here. Okay, we'll put 12 on there. That's nice. I'll scrape off this little extra. And there we go. Like that. Hey, you know what? I don't think I'm going to have enough to roll up. This is it. This is slightly different amounts. That's all right than I thought. That's okay, though. He's going to be a little bigger. That's okay with me. There we go. All right, and I'll just make sure that they're all equal. That's important too, making sure that your cookies are equal in size so that when they cook, that they cook evenly, right? You don't, if your one's a little small, then you may get that one, that one may be overcooked, and then you'll have one that's not cooked. And even though we want these to be chewy, we want them to be cooked as well. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape there, and there's pretty much no more batter left, so I'm not going to roll this one. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to pop this in the oven. The time, I think, is about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll double check that, and I'll mention that. But same way, into the oven, pull out the rack entirely, use your oven mitts, both hands always on this. And I like to take my thumbs and just make sure that this piece of paper is here so you don't end up sliding the whole thing out, especially when you take those cookies out. Okay, so I'm not going to take you to the oven this time. I'll show you the end product though. So I will bake these and we will test them in just 1 minute. See you soon. All right, I know I said I wouldn't take you to the oven, but it is 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I've just put that on. Again, any baking that you do, the best space to be, of course, is in the center. It's on the middle rack, right in the center of the oven. I've got mine set to convection bake today, so there's a fan at the back of the oven that blows the heat around, and it's really nice for roasting, and it's really nice for baking as well. So I like to use that setting. It's not appropriate for everything, but for a lot of the cookies and things that I do, why not? So I'm going to put the timer in now, so 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to go with the 8 because you just want to take a look at what's going on at that time and see what it looks like at 8 minutes. Okay, so changed my mind. I think I'm going to let you guys see it as I pull it out here. So I will leave you right here and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so the alarm has gone off. Let's take a look at what these look like. Oh, they look gorgeous. And what you might notice is they look like, oh my God, look, they're all poofy. Why are they so poofy? They will drop. They will absolutely drop. So to get them out, once again, for safety, door all the way open. This tray comes out, and then with both hands, I take these, okay, and I'm holding the paper so they don't slide off. You see how poofy they are? They're actually gonna fall, or they should, okay? So I'm gonna do that, close that, and I will see you over in the tasting section. Okay, so here they are. So they're still really hot, so they haven't come all the way down yet, but as they cool, they will start to sort of flatten. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna take them and put them on the cooling rack, like that. And they're a little hot for me to try just yet, but trust me, they're pretty good. And again, if you really can't do the raisins, then obviously go with the chocolate chips. Just remember, don't soak your chocolate chips. Do not soak your chocolate chips in that egg mixture. That egg mixture is only for the raisins, okay, for them to sit. And if they can sit a good hour, that's really, really important for them. Okay, so I will take those over here. I will break one open and just show you what the inside looks like. Let me see, I'll just grab a small one here. Actually, this little guy here. And so you've got kind of a, look at that. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Actually, I'm going to try it. What the heck? See, they're good. They're very good. If you get a chance, give them a try. Have a great day.